Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Elfy RTA by Coil. So let's go ahead and go down and take a look at it. Okay, so here we are down low with the Elfy RTA. I actually have two, as you can see. This one is in black and this one is in stainless. I did open them both up so that you could see the two different types. So again, black and stainless. It actually comes in this box, which there's really nothing on it except for Coil Master. But sorry, I'm still getting over a cold. But on the back, it's got some specs on it, which you can pause and read it if you want. It comes with the RTA and extra glass, extra screws, cotton, 2 Clapton coils, O-rings, there's 6 of them, a hex driver, and a manual. And then it's got, of course, your scratch and check, and then it shows you here with the sticker what color it is. This one is the silver one, the other one is black. It's basically the same thing except for the little sticker. So that's that. They both come with, I'm going to show you the silver because, well, it's a lot easier to see. So it comes with your little manual here. And it's also got your little lotto card. So you would just see the reverse for the details so that you can go ahead and put that in. See if you're the luck of the draw. And then a really easy, like this is basically the whole manual. It tells you all about the RTA itself, what each piece is. It tells you that the couple of the features. It does have the gold-plated bottom pin, parallel post design, peak insulator, dual adjustable airflow controls. Yes, I'm reading it up. Funnel shaped design, Delrin tip, and it's designed for taste and clouds, and it is made of 304 stainless steel. It is actually based on this. The glass portion here is 22 millimeters, but the top and the deck is 23 millimeters. It is 33.5 millimeters high, and that's without the top, not including the 510 and the drip tip. And it weighs about 46.5 grams, and it does have a e-liquid capacity of 2.5 milliliters of e-liquid. So yeah, so that's what the manual has. That's your specs on that. It does come with a sheet of organic Japanese cotton. Here are the other pieces that were mentioned on the back, which is your O-rings, your hex screws, and the Allen key, as well as 2 basic Clapton coils. I'm actually going to be using my own fused Clapton coils today. And then it's got the spare glass, which is just the same size as that one. So again, it's only 2.5 milliliter juice capacity. And we'll just take this out so we can look at it. And yeah, so this is the RTA itself. And on the top, it does have the 510 drip tip adapter, which is just a basic 510. It does slip in easily. It comes out nice, but it's not too loose. I like that. It does screw open for you to open it. Now remember, this is a small Addy compared to a lot of them that are out there. This is a 23 millimeter on the top, 22 here. So it is kind of small, but those fill holes are really, really big. It's got the fill holes on both sides, so you can fill on either side, just never down the middle. And here's your top cap. And yeah, it's held together with that O-ring right there, and it just goes ahead and yeah, there we go. Just screw that on there. It does have bottom airflow. Whatever you do to one side does happen to the other side. This is kind of loose. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be that way, but yeah, it's kind of loose. So you want to be careful when you go to vape that you haven't closed it all the way off, because that will cause you some problems, possibly leaking issues. So you do want to be careful of that. There's your gold-plated 510 connection on the bottom. It does say Elfy RTA, and it was designed and manufactured by Coil Master, which is awesome. So let's go ahead and open this up. Okay, turn that part. Okay, again, it's a very, very small deck. The glass does come off for you to change it. You would just remove the glass here. You want to be careful when removing it, but then again, you do have a spare. You just remove it like this, and then you can just put it right back on when you're done. This is all one piece here. So you just put it back after you're done cleaning it, and then when you screw this in, it'll tighten it up. And here's the deck right here. It is for a single coil. So this is great for like newer vapors or vapors new to RTAs because it's really easy. It's just basically you put one coil in and you put your wicks down here and you're basically done. It does take a little bit more finagling than that, but that's the gist of it basically. So there's your deck there. These right here is your wicking channels right there. So you've got one right there where the hole is and then one right there. I do suggest not packing it full of cotton. Any RTA, I always say the same thing. Do not pack it full of cotton, because if you're restricting the cotton and the juice going into the cotton, it's not going to be able to get to the coil. You're going to get dry hits. So you want to be very, very careful. You want to put cotton in there, but you don't want to stuff it where it's tight. You definitely want to leave some room. So I'll go ahead and put this together, and we're actually going to be building on the black one, and we'll tell you what we'll do with the silver one afterwards. So yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so here we are, and I've actually got some fused Claptons that were made for me from Coil Clout, and they're really, really nice. So I'm going to actually be using one of these for the build today instead of the ones that came with it. And these are actually 2x26 gauge with 36 gauge over it, nichrome 80, and they're a 3mm ID, and it should be about a 0.18. So we're going to go ahead and use that. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and first unscrew these real quick, and I want to show you that these have pretty decent size holes. Look at this. Look how big they are. I think they're pretty big, and you've got a lot of room in there. So yeah, let me just open it up a little bit more. Oops, maybe on camera would be nice. I'm like trying to see around the camera. There we go. There we go. And then I'll go ahead and put that in. And as usual, I'm just going to use like my screwdriver to put it in the holes. And it's really easy. You just put one side in and put the other side in. And when you're not in camera, it's a lot easier, but there you go. And you've got them in there. You do want to make sure that it is over the airflow. So I take it and put it about as close as I can to the posts, and then I'll tighten it down with my hand in the way, of course. I'll try to do this without my hand in the way. There you go. Tighten those down. And then you can straighten up your coil and center it. And then there you go. It's in there. So now I'm just going to go ahead and pull it out just a little bit more from the post. There we go. Make sure it's directly over the airflow. Kind of helps if I'm in focus, so sorry. Yeah, I usually don't edit my videos too much, so yeah, I want to show you the good, the bad, the ugly. So now we're going to go ahead and take our clippers, and we're just going to go ahead and clip the leads. Try to hold them so that they don't go flying, because if you get them in your finger or your toes, or yeah, it kind of hurts. I've only done that a few times. There we go. And yeah, so now those are flush right there, and that's how the coil is sitting. It's not touching the deck. You definitely don't want it to touch the deck or any metal. So we want to make sure that it is not touching the airflow, but I want it as low as I can get it to the airflow because it does give better flavor. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and heat up the coils. And this is so we can make sure that it is heating correctly from the inside out, because we don't want any hot spots. So I'm just going to start lightly pulsing it. And these are beautiful coils. I'm like a huge fused Clapton fanatic. I love fused Claptons. So then you just start strumming your coils and start pinching them. Putting the fire evenly. See, that's a hot spot right there. So go ahead and strum that more. And pinch them. And strum. See those little sharp white parts? Those are actually the hot spots that we definitely want to get out. We want this fully heating from the inside out. I'm just going to lift it up just a hair more. There we go. Beautiful colors. Oh, look at those colors. That is gorgeous. I love colors. There we go. All right. So now we're heating from the inside out. No hot spots. Just do it one more time. Here we go. Yep. So now it's time to wick it. So I'm just going to let that cool down for a second. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to get out my favorite cotton, which is my Kendo Gold Edition Vape Cotton. Just cut some off. Look at the colors. You can look at the colors while I pull this. Ah! These are beautiful coils. Again, this is by Coil. I'll be leaving the information on where I got the coils down below in the description. But yeah, he's like my go-to coil guy now when I don't have time to build. This is it. They have every kind of coil that you can think of. So yep. So let's go ahead and get some cotton out. And this is a 3mm diameter, so I can use a pretty good amount. So here we go. Just twisting up the ends. Put that through. Pull it through the other end. And it's not too tight, not too loose. That's the way we like it. And then I'm going to go ahead and fluff it out. I hold one side when I'm doing this fluffing. Some people don't fluff it. I like to fluff. So that's my way of doing things. And like I mentioned, we don't want it tight into the channels anyway. And then we get our handy dandy scissors. And I'm going to cut it right about there. And I'm going to cut it right about there. And I can always cut more off later, but that's going to be to start. Again, I don't want it too thick in the channels, so I'm just going to thin it out just a little bit more, because then it won't wick up right. And I'm going to measure it as I put it in. Just squeeze it together, push it in. Yeah, it's still feeling a little bit thick to me, so I'm going to take some more out. Cut some more off. And this is all like, once you start using RTAs and stuff, you'll be able to feel the difference. You really will. So it's like, it's hard to see on camera, the thickness of the cotton and stuff. That was my biggest problem when I first started doing RDAs or RTAs, was being able to actually see, you know, the thickness and what exactly was being put in the RTAs. And I'm just seeing right now that it's just very light down there. It's very thin. I like to try to like just gauge it and see like how thick it is in there. Let's see. Yeah, I still have a lot of room there, so that's good. So it's not too thick. Let's go ahead and trim this one up just a little bit more. Oops, cotton there. There we go. I'll put this one in. I can put it in easy, even though that's a small little hole. Put it in easy, and I'm just feeling it, making sure it's not too thick. It's just barely touching. This one does still seem a little bit long, so we're gonna cut this one a little bit shorter. I want it to lay in the channel. I don't want it to be stuffed in there. And again, just play with it. It's not, you know, rocket science. Just play with it, see how it feels to you. You'll be able to tell. Put that in there. Just feeling the bottom, nice and fluffy. Yep, that feels about right. Okay then, so let's go ahead and get some e-liquid so we can put on here. And let's see, what shall we use today? I'm thinking that we're gonna use some of this mint to be. This is like a spearmint. It's my favorite spearmint flavor, and they actually make it without any mint. So it's really, really great. I'll be leaving the link down below where you can get this too. So what we're gonna do is, we always do, we're gonna go ahead and prime up the coils. That means that we're gonna put some e-liquid on the coil, pulse it to get it saturated within the coil, and then we'll do the rest. So go ahead and put some on there, pulse so it soaks in. Oops, pulse so it soaks in. Yeah, I just dripped it on myself here. Sometimes these chubby bottles just, I swear, they leak worse than anything. So, oh, I can smell it already though. I love the smell. Spearmint, yum. It's like one of my favorite flavors. And then just start wetting the wicks on the side. Get those nice and wet. Because all we're doing is we're getting it started. It'll be doing its own stuff later on. Sorry about that. Mailman coming on a Sunday. That's crazy. Okay, so just again, wetting the wicks, just wetting a little bit here. It's not necessary, but I do it anyways. All right, so we'll go ahead and put the cap on. And again, I did tell you that we're going to be using the black one today. So I'm just going to make sure that that's in. Make sure that's in. I'll put this on. And screw that down. Make sure that's screwed down tight. And then we're gonna, always for the RTAs, sometimes I fail to mention it, and I usually mention it up top, but you wanna make sure that your airflow is closed, especially being that this one does not have a juice flow control. You definitely wanna make sure that your airflow is closed when you're filling it. So I did that, and we'll go ahead and take off the top so we can fill it. And just literally all we need to do is just, because they're big holes, just put it right there. That's it. There we go. And you can do it on either side. That's in there. Yum, mint. Put the top back on. And I like that these, it's not rough. It's really silky when, you know, like a smooth, when you're screwing it back on. I like the threading is very, very smooth. So yeah, so there we go. We can see our cotton right in here, as you can see through the little glass under the chamber. And there we go. Yep. All right. So let's go ahead and go on top, have a vape, talk about it. So here we are back on top. Make sure that before you start vaping it, that you open up the airflow. So I do have it all the way open. And I told you that this is 510, or yeah, 510 compatible for your drip tips. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and accessorize mine because I do have a bunch of 510 drip tips. So, that's perfect for me. So let's go ahead and have a vape. I currently have it at 40 watts. And it is actually ohming, 40 watts, there you go. And this is ohming out at a 0.32. Being that this was supposed to be a 0.18 dual, it's a 0.32 for the single coil. So let's have a vape. Flavor, flavor, flavor. I know exactly what the spearmint flavor tastes like, and it tastes true to the flavor. So this is one of my favorite flavors. Is meant to be, oh, spearmint, just like the double mint gum. So yeah, so I like that. Okay, so pros on this, I do like the fact that you can put another 510. A lot of people still do have 510s. If you don't, then you can always pick them up. If not, the drip tip that comes with it is nice. I do wish that there was an option for more of a wide bore drip tip on it, but being that this is such a compact size, I think it would just be overkill, honestly, if it did. I do love the build deck. I love the fact that it's single coil. It's easy. It doesn't take you long to actually build on it. I think that it's great, especially for vapors that are new to RTAs and new to building. I think this is really, really easy. I know that in a couple of reviews that I have seen on this, they had problems with the little air bubbles getting stuck, but the way that I thinned out my wicks, I'm not getting any stuck air bubbles. I actually went and did this with it and then built it up, and some air bubbles came out and they did go up the side. So I'm not having any problem with the air bubbles getting stuck. I do think that the glass should be the same size as the top and bottom. I do agree with that. I really think that it should have been 23 millimeters, the whole thing, instead of doing 23, 22, 23. But yeah. 40 watts, I'm getting a great vape. I'm getting good cloud production. I'm getting good flavor. It is sort of restricted, but not too restricted. It's not too restricted like I would think, like mouth to lung. You can close it down to make it more restricted, but it's perfect. All the way open is perfect for me. I do like the flavor. I like the fill. The fill holes are perfect for you to dump your e-liquid. I think they're nice and big. They'll take a dropper. They'll take a chubby bottle, whatever you got, it'll fit in there nicely. If you do the wicking like I did and thin out those wicks right at the end, don't pack it in. I don't think you're gonna have any problems with dry hits. I'm gonna take a couple of hits in a row and see what we get. Flavor. Nope, it's still wicking nicely. My bubbles are going up. As you can see, they're not really getting tight. It's going up. So I'm not having any problems with the wicking or the bubbles or anything. They are going up. I mean, some do stay on the bottom, but for the most part, they're all going up. So yeah, so just make sure that you thin out your wicks. I love that you can change out the drip tip. I do like that it's not proprietary. That really irks me when you get a proprietary atomizer, that you have to have a specific drip tip. So I do like that you can put another 510. Do I wish that you could put fatter ones? Yeah, but for the size of this atomizer, I think that it's perfect. It vapes like a dream. What I'm going to be doing is I did go ahead and build on the black one, but I do have the silver one that all I do is opened it to show you what it is. I am going to go ahead and give that away because I don't really need to, but I do like the fact that they come in the stainless steel and the black. So for the giveaway, what I want you to do is down in the comments, I want you to leave a comment, not just an emoji, but a comment, something that you actually liked about the Elfy RTA. Why you would use it, if you think that a single coil would work good for you, and then just leave a hashtag saying Elfy, hashtag Elfy RTA. Yeah, and what I'll do is in a week, next weekend on next Friday, which is, let's see, it was the 13th, 7th, the 20th. So at midnight on the 20th, it'll close, and what I'll do is I'll go ahead and use the randomizer to pick a winner for this. There will be a $7 FDA fee. That will be just for the shipping of this, so I can get it to you. And yeah, so if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I'm gonna have some more videos coming in with RTAs, RDAs, things of that nature, as well as some more juice reviews. So yeah, if you want to find me on any of my social media, please see below. I'll be putting the hashtag information down below as well for the giveaway. And yeah, until the next one, bye.